So let me ask you a question. You've talked a lot about, in this interview segment, the idea that you have to experience it first, and you have to forge ahead and try new things and be able to provide, for example, for your clients, those experiences like going to the Olympia in Vegas or the Naturally Fit Super Show or things like this. So my question for you leads to this. This is what we call like a quick question segment. When you look at these things, it's always nice to have those triumphs. But my question for you at this point in time is this. When you look back on your fitness career, what would you consider to be your greatest fitness failure? Either for you personally or you and a client.
Yeah, nutrition.
Nutrition?
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is that, I mean, just in the regular work, I mean, just in general, we are bombarded with so many plans and nutrition plans and ideas from this magazine, this book, that book, television, and obviously
Friends and family, of course.
And then of course every
you
other person,
can have that hot dog, you'll be just fine. You work out all the time.
Every other person has, obviously their own input on what you're doing. And so that was the biggest thing with me is that, at one point I thought I was really doing well with my nutrition and, well, I'm doing this, but it's just, I was getting bigger, I was gaining weight, but not the way I wanted it.
Okay.
And
so you're finding nutrition, the proper nutrition was really being a hurdle. So you're putting all this time and effort into the actual training and the working out and the getting the advice, but
and that's for me personally. I think where I've been able to kind of relate to everyone who's kind of spinning their wheels every year. That's why January is like this, because okay, it's January 1st, we're gonna get going. And then all the, flooded with all this information and transformation this, transformation that, and sign up here, sign up there. And I think it's just overwhelming, just vast information that just goes one ear and out the other. Without that proper guidance, then obviously, you're not going to last.
So let me ask you a question. If nutrition was your greatest fitness failure, what was your greatest fitness success here in the last
Figuring it out.
Yeah? Finally getting that solution, so to speak?
Well, it's more even for anyone really. It's a trial and error. It's a trial and error situation, and I think that's the reason why people tend to spin their wheels, because having the patience, having the determination, the drive to do it every day, to get up and cook, to get up and figure out what you're going to eat, to go shopping for the right foods and not just put anything into the cart.
It's very interesting you say that. I remember having a conversation with actually David Nall of Naturally Fit. I asked him one time, I said, well, why do you think it's so tough for people to do the workout routines and things like that? He said, actually, the workout routines is the easy part. I said, how so? He goes, average person goes to the gym 3 times a week for an hour. That's 3 hours a week. But you eat 3 to 4 times a day, every day. So which one's harder to maintain? And I thought about that and I went, that's a good point. I never really thought about that before. The eating is something we have to do every single day, and it's something we do day in and day out. And it's amazing how much influence that has over our physique and our health.
Well, that's I guess one of the other examples that I talk about is, look at the ratio of working out to the ratio of not working out. Like I was saying earlier, the 160 plus hours versus the 3 hours that are in a week that you're doing. And when you put it into that perspective, then you realize, like you did, you're like, wait a minute. I am only working out 3 hours a week, and I'm expecting body transformations to happen out of going to the gym. And granted, this is considering that you're doing the stuff properly.
Correct.
Then you start talking about, what are you working out? Are you working out, with proper form, at the right level of intensity for yourself personally? Then you start getting into the little nuts and bolts of it, and then it becomes complex. And then you start just throwing your hands in the air
and don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. This is the big question we like to ask everybody here on the show.
Bring the big questions.
All right. Big questions are always good. So where do you see Mateo and Auspicious Fitness 10 years from now?
You're going to hear about us We're definitely going to be around. Obviously, long term, and it's already kind of come together. But long term, there will be a facility. There will be, staff of trainers and whatnot. Right now, I actually started a protein bar company, which is pretty neat. That's probably another segment.
What's the name of the protein bar company?
It's called
asking.
Actually Healthy.
Okay.
We're gonna come back for another one, and then we'll talk about that.
All right, we'll talk about that in the second segment.
But right now, so many things are happening, and so many opportunities are becoming just open to me. And now they're just like actually coming to me, and so it's a really neat experience, In 10 years, I've been in Austin since 1990. It is my home. I was raised here. I'm not going anywhere. I don't foresee myself going anywhere. I do foresee establishing small facilities in other cities.
At some point in the future.
At some point in the future. There is plans for another restaurant coming up next year, which with Actually Healthy. And so, there's a lot of things.
But it sounds like you're a busy person.
Yes.
And you find time for the nutrition and the training and the working out.
And that's the other part too. Like, talking even like to people like David and other professional athletes out there. When you get to this level, even when you're striving to get to the next level, and you talk to people that still have that list of excuses or reasons as to why they can. Well, I'm married, I have kids, I have this and this and this and that. And it's kind of frustrating, actually. Sometimes it's a bit upsetting because at the end of the day, most people tend to want to blame something or someone else for their faults or their
struggles,
accomplishments or struggles. Yeah, exactly. And at the end of the day, really, it's right here. It's each person individually has the opportunity and blessed with the opportunity to have the choice to.
And not always easy to make that choice sometimes, but the choice is very important.
But the choice is there,
right?
And that's the thing. And so, me being in the middle of what I'm doing right now, and being able to take normal people who don't have an athletic background, and be able to get them ready to compete and be on stage with obviously an athletic look. I mean, to them it's
the statue here, yes.
But right here.
That's right here. We have an example. We have an example
just like this right here.
Right
Going
here,
from normal to that.
Perfect.
And like this year, I had an opportunity to train two females, and they have never looked like this in their whole life, their whole life. So they're so consumed by it now, and really believe in what I'm talking about and how we're doing it, that they're going to stay in the circuit. Their goals and aspirations are now to get a pro card.
So they're taking from one step to the next by simply making those choices and putting in that time and effort, so to speak, to say, hey, I'm at this level now, I want to just keep this ride going. I'm enjoying the process so much, I just want to keep this going.
And that's, I think, what's the essence of what I do, to make sure that you learn to love it. Well, here we go.
There you go.
Learn it, love it,
live it.
And then you live it.
There you go. From Mateo's mouth directly to you from Auspicious Fitness. So my last question for you, Mateo, is if somebody has decided to make that choice, how can they find out more information about Auspicious Fitness?
Yep. I do have a website, auspiciousfitness.com. You're more than welcome to visit that. I don't know if I can say my number right now.
Of course you can. Absolutely.
Get my phone blowing up. You can also reach me at 512-514-3443.
Perfect.
Or you can email me, Mateo at auspiciousfitness.com. I've got 10 other emails if you need them, but I'm sure that one is fine.
Plenty of ways to contact.
No, but just if you hear about Auspicious, just interject real quick. There's a nonprofit also in the works.
Okay.
And that's going to be involved, obviously, with health and fitness and wellness, and geared more towards diabetes awareness.
Okay.
So that's in the process right now, and we'll definitely be involved in the community with the healthy
Sounds like you're going to be a busy man in 2012.
It's going to be a good year. 2011 was a good year. This is going to be a great year.
We thank you for stopping by the show today and taking out time out of your obvious busy schedule to join with us and let our viewers know about Auspicious Fitness. Thank you very much for coming by. And to learn a little bit more about what Mateo has up in store in 2012, which is obviously a lot of things, that's great to hear, you can go visit his website, www.auspiciousfitness.com. And for more information on Naturally Fit, go to naturallyfit.com. I'm your host, Chris Shepler with NatFit360.tv. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll talk to you soon.